learning is constantly. Once you know what you're doing, then it becomes easy. If you don't know, you got to learn first. And then practice, it's every day. Every day you're practicing. Sometimes not physically doing it, but mentally you go on your head. So, but you got to know what you're doing. In the sports business, in the sports, I say you got to know what you're doing first, and then becomes endurance. You have to have endurance, and then becomes power, in that order. So you got to know. If you don't know, I don't know how to play American football. I have no business in that field. I'm going to be lost if I go in the field. But then if I learn, I have to have endurance to be able to play it for 2 hours. The average game is about 2 hours. So then becomes strength. Because if you switch the order, I think you're going to get in trouble, at least in sports. You see. But you got to know what you're doing. Once you know, it's easy. That's what I tell people. And the practice, always make it perfect. So how much do you practice? All day, everything, incorporate. It becomes practice.
I don't have this addiction to leisure that other people do. Leisure is for losers. And then, and again, I'll make the comment: the people that are offended by that, when they hear that, they're like, I need my time to relax, Derek. Okay, sweet. I love it when my competition relaxes. I love it. There's nothing I love more than to know that other men, especially the smart ones, they're relaxing when I'm still working.
When I relax, I go for a run.
Yeah, but our type of relax is
I
like,
go lift weights to relax.
you see me go deal with business stuff all day. Then we go, the fun things I do during the day is I go lift weights. I lift my weights. That's fun. I
That's
enjoy
relaxing.
that. When I walked into the gym earlier, when you guys were in there, I walk in the gym, I have 2 different contracts in my hand. Now I got to go look at 27 pages of documents tonight and sign off on both of those. And one of them, and I have to make modifications to both of them before I can sign them. So it's not even something that's going to be done. It's like I need to modify both, then I can sign them. Then I got to, it's not worth the whole list of things, but I have so many things I'm doing. It's no problem, man. That's my type of relaxation. Is like, oh, now I get to do my jiu-jitsu training for 4 hours.
That's relaxing.
But it is.
You're learning. You're always learning.
Yeah.
Always practicing.
Then I go to sleep, and I remember I was working on Kimuras with Giancarlo Bandini. Giancarlo, we were working on Kimuras together, and then Marigali, we were working on different stuff. And I go to Gordon's gym. I show up at 10:30 in the morning. I sit in on their pro class. Afterwards, I got a 2-hour training session, 2-hour private session, one-on-one with Giancarlo. After that, I got a 2-hour private session with Marigali. Marigali's won ADCC a couple times. Then I got a third 2-hour training session with Luke Griffith, who's like number 2 in his weight class right now. So, I'm training, 8 hours that day. And when you go to sleep, what do you think I'm dreaming about? I'm dreaming about all the stuff that we worked on that day,
Mental practice.
I'll show you a really cool triangle choke that I learned from them later. Remember that. It's actually super, super cool. I'm very impressed with it. And you'll be able to do it well, too. And the next day I wake up, I do the same, and then I fly, and then I take care of business stuff for a minute, and then I fly again. I go to Glover's gym and train with all of their pro team for a couple days. And then the next thing, I come back with Jake Shields, then you're here, and now Gordon's here next week, and so on and so on. Those are the things I do for fun. All right, so I'm not a professional athlete. Those are things that I do for fun, but I'm learning something. I'm making myself physically stronger, more physically fit, capable to defend myself, solving puzzles. So no, I love it when I hear about other men, especially like young men that might be competition for me, and they're out drinking on the weekend. Or young men that
Getting drunk.
yeah, could have been a competitor, could have been somebody who was a threat to my business or a threat to my safety, and instead they're watching a TV show, they're watching Netflix, or they got a girlfriend who's telling them what to do instead of them being the leader of their relationship. I love these things. It's amazing. It's a gift from the heavens that you guys are so soft. So no, I think it's disrespectful to your ancestors when you're talking. How much leisure time can I have? You know what the answer to your question is? Work all day, from the moment you wake up until the moment you're exhausted. Work, and after you're truly exhausted, work another 2 hours, and then go sleep for 6 or so hours and dream about it. And when you wake up, get your ass back to work. Get back before you take a piss. You should be thinking about your day's activities. Like, what are the most important things I have to accomplish today? I don't wake up and go piss. I don't wake up and give blow. I wake up and I think, what are the most important things I got to accomplish today? I'm focused on that right away. And then I might go to the bathroom and piss and start responding to some text messages. If I got to take a shit, that's a great time to respond to some of those hate messages on the internet. When they say something bad about me, I'm thinking of you right now while I'm pooping at the appropriate time.
Send them a picture.
I wish I could. I totally wish I could. I'd be delighted to. So I don't have any respect for this stuff. I know it's alienating to some people. I don't care. If you're offended, if you find it alienating, your outcomes are going to be nothing. Your outcomes are going to be 2% of mine. You're not going to be 10%. It's going to be nothing. It's going to be nothing. Because that's how life is, man. If you do 80% of the work, which most people don't, if you do 80% of the work that I do, you won't have 80% of the outcome. You won't have. How many championships would you have if you worked 80% instead of 100%?
You got to work 100%.
You got to work 100% today so you could learn new things today. So when you work 100% tomorrow's 100% is even higher level than yesterday's 100%.
But that requires discipline.
Yeah.
Back to that.
Stop thinking discipline is a bad word. Discipline is your best friend. Discipline is your best friend. You'll betray yourself. Me and you and all of us, you'll betray yourself without discipline. You have to have the discipline to do the things that you don't want to do. By definition, you cannot. Discipline is a muscle. Discipline is a psychological muscle. And by definition, you cannot build your discipline muscle at a time that's convenient for you. You can only build your discipline by doing things that you don't want to do at that moment.
Stop with excuses. Oh, I didn't sleep enough last night. Doesn't matter. Get up and do what you got to do.
Yeah, the money gods don't care about your excuses.
Yeah.
The success gods are laughing
I
at you.
didn't eat. Sorry. Life goes on. I didn't have time for this. I forgot to do that. Making excuses.
You have to love your goals more than your excuses.
Yep.
You have to love your goals. Everybody has excuses, man. I got plenty of excuses. Royce has got excuses. Randy, he got some excuses. You got to love your goals more than your excuses. If you accept an excuse instead of doing what's necessary, probably you don't have marble titty statues in your garage.
I have a headache today. I can't do it.
There was a time, this is my one Achilles heel, guys. All right, is about every 4 or 5 weeks since puberty. Since puberty, every 4 or 5 weeks, I have the most terrible migraine headache. I feel miserable. I feel terrible. And thankfully, I don't get colds. I don't get flu. I don't have these type of problems. My body has been very healthy, better than I deserve. But about every 4 or 5 weeks, I have a terrible headache. I don't want to do anything. I want to curl up like a child. I do. That's what I feel like. Emotionally, I want to curl up like a little child and stay in bed and just be a little. I deeply want to. And then I say, hey, The success gods don't care about my headache. The success gods don't care about my feelings. And there was a time that you were here, you and I were training, and you seen I was having a rough day, and I didn't say a fucking word about it. And we went through the day. It was about 1 a.m. We were eating. We were sitting at the dining room table. About 1 a.m. After I lifted the weights, after we put in a lot of training, and then I said to him, after we did all the work, and then I said to him, I said, Royce, I'm very sorry I wasn't myself today. I had the worst headache. I'll try to do better tomorrow. And I don't make an excuse. I did not do the work. I don't know if you remember this or not.
I remember.
I was so sick that day, and I did everything I could. And I know I wasn't 100%. Maybe I was 75%. But I did everything I could. I did it the best that I could. I didn't say a word about it until about 1 a.m. at the end of the day. And I said, I'm very sorry. I don't want you to think I disrespect your time. I don't want you to think, I really did the best I could today. But I will do better tomorrow.
Yesterday, I noticed. Can I talk about it?
Yeah.
He could barely walk yesterday. I'm watching him. He getting up. It's like back is sore. I was like, okay, maybe take it easy. He's like, no, let's go to the mat. Let's sit down and talk on the mat. I was like, okay, it's your call. But he could barely walk yesterday. So there's no excuses.
No, I'm having some serious back problems at the moment. I had MRIs. I got more MRIs. I'm just saying this to you for context. Like, I don't give a. Guess what we're doing when we get off this call? I told Randy he was supposed to be here from 1 till 4 local time. Okay, and then I was a little late because I got things to do because that's how my life is. So we got started a little late with him, 15, 20 minutes late. And then I say, you know what? Why don't you come sit in on this call? And I want to show you some extra things. I want to take an hour or so, and I want to show you a few extra things that I've been working on. Maybe you'll be interested in. I have 4 MRIs, for different parts of my body that are fucked up. I don't need to talk about every detail of injuries because there's nothing good is going to come from that. But I'll heal up and I'll be fine. I'll be fine in 6 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks. I'll be okay. And but even while I'm up, guess what? We still got training to do. I don't call Royce and I say, hey man, my body hurts. Well, he's older than me. Probably his body hurts too.
I'm not.
You're not older than me? I have no rebuttal. That I can say without sounding
Randy
weird.
heard him earlier. Yeah, when the Royce was back in the 1800s, I was like, what?
No. No, I told a different story that soon after Columbus discovered the United States, Royce Gracie was here training, teaching Jiu-Jitsu to Native Americans. And he fought a famous Native American grappler named Three Bears because he was the size of 3 bears. But Royce defeated him by armbar. So I'm sure you'll find this on Wikipedia somewhere. I'm sure
Calling
it's true.
me old.
So
I'm younger than you.
okay.
I've been around longer, but I'm younger than you, okay? I just been around longer. Let's say it that way.
Yeah.
But anywho.
I have no logical.
Anywho.
I don't want to contradict you, and I have no logical response that reconciles this. So we'll just change the subject.
You gotta put the work in.
Yeah, we agree with that part.
There's no excuse. Yep.
You got to love your goals more than your excuses.
You watch this video all the way through, and that tells me you're dedicated to learning more and earning far above average outcomes in your life. Congratulations for that. But now it's time to take action. If you could have earned those results by yourself, you would have done it already. My head coach has opened up a few spots on his high-demand calendar for an in-person, one-on-one strategy session to help you. On this call, we'll give you the pragmatic advice that you can implement tonight to get laser-focused on the right metrics and leave mediocrity far behind in your past. Click that link right now in the description below and apply for your call immediately. Do it now.